Rising are wishing you a wonderful day. If it's not AM when you are listening to this, I am Kina and I have officially rebranded as Kina Charm, or She's Charmy on my social media platforms, YouTube and Instagram. Welcome to my brand new podcast, Radiant Revelations. This is the first episode. I wanted to share with you that this podcast has literally been in the works since October 2023, and now here we are in March 2024. But I just wanted to share with you because within that time frame of me creating this podcast, getting the idea for it and everything, which I've had the idea before October, and I finally decided to act on it in October. But my mindset has shifted so much since then, and I've been in many different stages within that short amount of time, right? And I'm just here to share with you this version, be more authentic, and really get this out, what I have to say, because what I have to say now and where my mind is now is so powerful and can literally transform so many lives, because the things that I have learned has shifted my mind in so many wonderful ways. And with what the world is currently going through right now, there's so many of you who need to hear this, and it has been so selfish of me to not share what I've really been feeling, what I've really been thinking, because I know that this is going to reach who it needs to reach. And together, you and I, we're going to do some powerful things for generations to come, okay? So I wrote some things down, and I'm going to just read it exactly how I wrote it. It can be a little lengthy, but I'm going to read it. We're going to go from there, and this is going to be just the start and the foundation of this podcast, and give you an expectation of what kind of conversations and things we'll be talking about in future episodes of this podcast. Okay, so here we go. You are more powerful than you think. It's important to observe the things that you are constantly thinking about. Learn to distinguish if the thoughts coming into your mind are even your own. And when you realize certain things aren't natural things you'd believe about yourself, you can reaffirm the truth to yourself. Remind yourself that God is within you, that you are one with God, so that means you are God of your reality. Your words and your thoughts, your dominant thoughts, create. So what are you creating? Are you creating misery and poverty for yourself? Or are you creating peace, love, and abundance for yourself? And I have been personally guilty of not taking radical responsibility for my circumstances. But now here I am, holding myself accountable and doing what's been hard and scary and unknown and uncomfortable. But we all know it takes being uncomfortable to grow. Many of us are already uncomfortable in the situations that we're in. For example, working a job we despise or living in an uncomfortable environment. So we might as well shift our focus on the solutions instead of using our powerful words complaining about the circumstances. And really just take time to realize that you really are a powerful manifester. It goes back to God being within you. And if that's not something you're willing to accept or something you resonate with, the only other thing that I can offer is to be scientific and say that your subconscious mind takes you at your word. Your wish is its command. But when you're wavering, doubting, and checking for it externally, and not fully accepting that it's done the moment you say it is, and having that deep knowing, how could it really be made manifest? Know it's yours with no doubts and watch it unfold for you. Matthew 21:22 literally says, if you believe, you will get anything you ask for in prayer. And I just want to tell you, I've always had a relationship with God, been a deep spiritual person, but not religious because of my upbringing. But now that I've gotten older and I've experienced new things and I have a new mindset, I am seeing many scriptures that resonate my viewpoint. It's just a little different. Anyways, I say that to say that there has been so many of my prayers answered because I believed, and I have discovered Rev Ike teachings and the specific video, I should say, of Rev Ike that shifted my mindset was his video on YouTube, How to Answer Your Own Prayers. So I'm going to just read what I got from that for a second, which is this. Rev Ike says, prayer is a positive mental transaction within your own mind. And so as such, prayer is not even a religious exercise. Prayer is what you say to yourself within yourself. And to put it in first person, prayer is what I say about myself within myself. And what I was able to connect with that is prayer is what you say within yourself. That's literally affirmations. How many times have we come across people in our lives, or we see celebrities who literally tell us that they use affirmations to have the life that they are currently living, right? We know that I am is what creates. So pay attention to what you're saying after you say those two words, I am. And another thing that has changed my mind. So Rev Ike, I discovered a little later, but Alana Fox affirmations, specifically her morning affirmations, positive morning affirmations, and her wealth and prosperity affirmations literally changed my life. And I want to tell you just like a short success story, just to show you, like, you know, it really works, what you allow to work in your life and what you believe is going to work for you and what you believe to be true for you. That's the law of assumption, by the way, too. So anyway, so I took Alana Fox's advice on her affirmation tapes to repeat them for 21 days in a row. And specifically the wealth and prosperity affirmations, I only did it for 2 days. It's either like a day or two, but I believe it was like 2 days. And after listening to it and repeating the affirmations for 2 days, I literally received a sum of money within 2 days, like out of nowhere, unexpected money. And continuing for the 21 days, I got paid for my job, right? Got paid for my job, got a check from them for my 2 weeks of working. But so I got paid. So like I said, was getting paid every 2 weeks. And so I got my normal paycheck, deposited that check, whatever. But like the next week, like that following Monday, going to work, I get a call from my supervisor, and he's like, "Hey, Kina, you have a check here at the office." And at the time, I was getting direct deposit. So I'm confused, like, really genuinely confused on why he was saying I had a check when I had just got it deposited into my account. But I went to go get the check anyways, and it was, I want to say, like 600, like it was 600 something, close to $700. But just out of the blue, thin air. Like, I didn't have to do anything for this money. Like, and it's not anything that I got in trouble for or anything. It was just abundance. It was me just, speaking positivity over my life. And I got something wonderful out of that. And that's just something small. There's like way bigger things that people have manifested, that I have manifested. But I know that a lot of people really care about, their finances because, we want financial freedom. That's what many of us are seeking. So, yeah, I really just wanted to share with you that, our words are powerful, our minds are powerful, and we can create something beautiful for ourselves and for the world. And like I said, with what's going on in the world right now, I'm here to be that vessel, right? I'm here to create a safe space for people to ask questions, or for us to have these empowering, uplifting, important, high-level conversations. And shout out to 19 Keys with his high-level conversations. Shout out to anyone who is shifting the focus and shifting the conversation, because there's so much nonsense, so much BS that we have been consuming on social media. And right, like, if we're gonna use it, let's use it in the right way. Let's use it in the smart ways. Let's use it in a way where we are gonna uplift our brothers and sisters, right? Where we're gonna create a safe world for generations to come. And like, I have recently got invited to some events, some business events, and the phrase that I heard was being an excuse eliminator. And that's something that really, really stood out to me, being an excuse eliminator, because so many of us are filled with excuses. But it's time to really just find solutions. And I brought that up to say, like, if the quality of this audio, like, it's not the best, it's not perfect. I'm recording this on my iPhone. I'm recording this in the voice memos. I don't have a microphone. I don't have a camera. I don't have a tripod. I don't have these things. But those are just excuses. I'm here to send out a message to people who need to hear it. And those things will come. It's on my mind and my heart to sit here and record this episode and put it out today. So that's what needs to be done. Everything else will fall in line. So remember that. Be an excuse eliminator. Recognize the God within you. Learn how to answer your own prayers, and put out peace, love, positivity into the world, and just watch things unfold for you. And I shift into the person that they're meant to be, and they're going to start showing up as the God in their reality. And we're going to have some beautiful things created in this world. And we're doing some healing. We're healing the world with our words. And yeah, I don't really have much to say other than stay tuned. This will be uploaded on my YouTube. Again, She's Charmy. I'll even put links below to everything. And I want you to just try them for the 21 days and paying attention to, like, answering your own prayers by what you are telling yourself in your mind. That video will be linked below. So I'm excited to talk with you more in these future episodes. Also, you can either put down in the comments, because this will be on YouTube, you can put in the comments what other topics you'd like to be discussed on this channel. Anyone that you feel would be a good collaboration to have, someone to possibly interview, or whatever the case may be, in regard to the podcast and the types of conversations that'll be had on this. Just anything. We can talk about anything, as long as it's a uplifting, empowering, high-level conversation, okay? So I love you, wishing you well, and I'm looking forward to creating more episodes and creating more magic with you. So, peace, love, and blessings.